who's down. We're crunching the numbers, calling the plays, talking all sports in a big time way. Yeah, yeah.
This Boise State and Nebraska game, um, I think it's going to have some entertainment value. Up front, I'll just tell you, I think Boise State is going to be your winner. I'll tell you why, um, as I break this game apart. But I mean, we already see that like injuries are not going to be something that hurts Boise State. It's going to be something that it's not even really going to hurt Nebraska because the players that would be a problem with Nebraska, they're not even playing, so they don't have to really make up a lot of points. They're only losing 7 points with this Rolly Wersher, who might be a game time decision. So I don't really see that being too big of an issue. When you really pull the game apart even more, you kind of have to skip over the last 3 game record because all of them had this last 3 game record. When it comes to their win loss ratio on the road Warriors, I think that's still significant, right? In this case, Boise State is a better team on the road than Nebraska. When it comes to the leadership in the class roster, then Nebraska wins that. But then that pretty much is like if you're looking at like checking your boxes off, right? Nebraska and Boise State both are 1-1 as we stay right now, right? But then when you go into all the other categories, offensive points, defensive points, um, rebounds, assists, 3-point attempts, that's all in favor of Boise State, right? Now they're not dominating in that aspect; they just win it, and they're almost the same team playing against each other in that capacity. So we can technically still say at this point, Boise State is kind of your favorite a little bit more than Nebraska. Not blowing them out, but a little bit more because they're doing the same thing, right? When it comes to the 3-point percentages, they only beaten Boise State by 1%, and they both put up the same amount of 3 points in the game. So that's nothing phenomenal. They also taken about the same amount of shots, 58 to 56. So that's not phenomenal. I mean, it's going to be a razor thin margins in regards to what they do. I think ultimately what happens to determine this winner is going to be the upperclassmen and the discipline they bring and the consistency they bring to run that play that they've been running the last 3, 4 years together and the unity. Coaching is going to be a huge piece in this. The math and the data of it all says that, um, DR thinks that Nebraska wins, and the data, the science of it says that it's a Boise State game, which makes it kind of hard to figure out which way you go. I mean, the spread is at -1.5 or -1.5. Um, so at -1.5, that means the books don't really know either, and they know it's a toss up. Do you take a chance on it? I say yes. Um, I would even say because the books think it's going to be a very tight game, I like it more so of choosing the team points individually. I would choose probably 65 to 70 points if that's out there for both teams or either individually. You can't go wrong because they're going to be competitive. In this case, Nebraska is the underdog, so the underdog always has the lowest team point bet. So try to see if you can get 65 to 70 for Nebraska. I like them to get 65 to 70 points. That would be a pretty good bet if they have it out there. Um, I wouldn't touch the spread on this game. Either way, I think you either go money line or nothing, or you go team point and maybe a player prop. If you have player props available in your area, you got Mr. Bryce Williams is going to get you about 20 points in this game. I think he's going to definitely do his thing as a guard. Tyson Degenhart, 18 points. He's a forward. The point guard runs the whole offense. So, like, with that being said, do I want to put I would probably, for Tyson, I would do more so of assists and rebounds than I would points. If I did points, I would probably do a combo of points with rebounds or points and assists or either points, assists, rebounds. If you go with anything on Tyson, I wouldn't just go points, period. And I would do Bryce Williams points or points and assists. That would be probably the best angles for these two gentlemen. But that's the way the game goes in regards to I see it. I mean, you can like pull it apart just a slight bit more in regards to looking at like what is the tempo of the game going to be like. When you look at the tempo of the game, uh, slow, slow tempo game, mainly because neither one of them do a lot of fast breaks and they don't convert a lot of fast breaks. Boise State is definitely coming in with a better defense, a much better defense, which is why I think they kind of shut down Nebraska. But with no fast break contribution and no fast break points that are minimal, like around 7 points, I really don't see this as your high scoring, fast paced game, but they definitely will get their points. 20 to 30 points at the half tells you if they're going to get to 65 to 70. And I think they're going to be 35 to 40 at half individually, maybe. Or at least Boise State will probably be somewhere around 40. Nebraska might be 30 to 40, 31, 32-ish. I don't know. You tell me in the comments what you think on this game, but I'm going to lean with Boise State on this for the win. I'm not going to go against the book and go for the underdog. I like Boise State. I just think they do a better job. The only thing that Boise State don't have, I think that they lose the battle in, is the upperclassmen. Half of their leadership is on their roster, though, upperclassmen. So they don't. It's not like they're coming in and you're young. They just don't have more upperclassmen in Nebraska. That's all I got on this game. Let's look at the others. Central Florida, Villanova. Two decent teams. I think we're going to have a nice entertainment value here if you guys are looking for a game to watch. This is a 4 o'clock game. Starting at the very beginning of it, let's pull it apart. Both teams suck on the road. Let's just say that out loud right now. Okay, they don't do well on the road. They both are pretty much identical with the amount of seniors and juniors that they have for leadership on the team. So let's cancel both of those things out, and now let's just only deal with the activity and the law of averages for this particular game. And it's kind of mix and match, right? Like the offensive points is going to be in Central Florida's wheelhouse, whereas the defensive points is in Villanova. Defense wins championships, right? Isn't that what they say? So with that being said, maybe Villanova can slow them down. Rebounds and assists are pretty much the same. It's just that on this grid is giving credit to Central Florida, but they're not too big of a difference. They both do about the same thing. Same thing goes with 3-point attempts. They do between 9 and 10 3-point attempts per game. It's just that Villanova does better with making theirs. So that might be the one thing that helps them pull away and pull away fast, which is why the spread is probably -2.5 versus the other game at -1.5. So when you look at that piece, I think the 3-pointer, if Villanova can get it up and running, because that's always a gamble, if they can get the 3-pointer up and running, then I think that we'll see Villanova pull away or at least have the leverage throughout the game and they can win. But with that being said, Central Florida actually takes more regular shots. So Central Florida is going to have more volume of attempts. At 42%, they just got to keep shooting. They have to keep shooting. Um, the other part that Central Florida has in their back pocket is going to be the fast break conversions. They convert more of the fast breaks than Villanova does, so 46%. If they can speed the game up, then there might be an advantage to them as well because they contribute 12 points just from fast breaks, whereas Villanova only contributes 6. So that's going to be huge. But like I said, Villanova has really good defense, and so good luck with trying to speed it up on a team that can kind of shut you down and keep things stuck in place. Injuries, I don't see them being a big deal for this game. I mean, you do have Mr. Gavelyuk. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. Mr. Gavelyuk is guard, providing only 2 points, so he's just really a relief for their star. But also you got Mr. Eric Dixon, who is a forward, giving you 23 points, and that's saying something, right? Your point guard is moving the ball around a lot and literally allowing for the other player to shine. So your point guard is really like taking a general stance than just a production stance. For Central Florida, they have Mr. Keyshawn Hall, and he's giving you 19 points. He does turn the ball over slightly a little bit more than Eric Dixon, but both of these are forwards and they're their top scorers for the team, which means they both have guards that are moving the ball around more so than just scoring, but their guards do still score. The math of this says that you're looking at Villanova 59%, 56%, 53%. I mean, do you go against the math? Sometimes you do if there's factors that will scream out at you. But in this one, I'm not going against it, especially with the trend of these tournaments coming to an end. If you've been really, really watching them, you'll know that there has not been a lot of underdogs. And with that being a stated fact, I'm going to roll with Villanova. If I go with Villanova, it's going to be money line. Money line's at minus 145. That's a pretty good price. Adding on some team points with that or either total points. If I did total points, I would say I'm going over. I think this game is going to be mid-high scoring. I think you're going to at least get both teams 75 to 80 points. Nobody's going to give up all the way to the very end. Um, and even if it's 70 to 70, that's still 140. That means that it would be under if it's 70 to 7, 70 to 70. You know what? Scratch that. I would take the under on total points. Just because it's a championship, everybody's playing hard. Both teams get around 70 points. Let's stick the under on that one. Under 153. That's where I would go with this one. And that's what I got with this game. I mean, let me know your thoughts on this one as well. But like I said, I'm Villanova money line, team points, and total points will be the way to go. I'm not really excited about this minus 2.5. Paying minus 105. Okay, I mean it's paying decent, but I still don't like it. I think because this is tournaments, because we're in tournament status, I don't like blowouts anymore, or I don't like a margin anymore. I like it coming down to the very end of the wire, probably buzzer beaters, overtime. I'm just not. I'm not messing with spreads unless it's a plus spread, trying to see if the team actually can compete and not get beat by that much. That's the only way I'm entertaining the spread, but that's what I'm looking at for this game. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the show. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think we got ourselves a really great set of events this weekend. Baseball is here too. I know that we're coming to an end on the basketball tip, but definitely stay tuned. And I'll be starting the release of the MLB picks and predictions and previews starting on next week along with hockey. That's going to be pretty interesting. Also, I've been diving into that data and building models for hockey. The model that I'm going off of for MLB is more enhanced from last year's version. They had a pretty good season last year for MLB. But even outside of that, um, as always, I couldn't thank you guys enough for coming to the show. Thank you for comment, sharing, subscribing, telling your friends about it, the comments, the emails, all of the above. I even got a gentleman from another show that has a pretty good show, um, forecast card, and he reached out and had gave me a compliment. So definitely you guys go check out his show. Some of the other shows that I really like are Guy Boston. If you're into the NBA scene, I think forecast card does all of that as well. Guy Boston does all those as well. And I don't get paid for that stuff. It's just me being just genuine. And if I see something I like, it just makes no sense to me that you just wouldn't say it out loud. Everybody's so transactional and everybody's so gatekeeperish. But for me, if I know something, you can have it. I don't care about it. Um, do whatever you're gonna do with it and enjoy it. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy the weekend. I hope you guys enjoy the game. I wish you the absolute best if you're betting on it. I hope all of your bets hit. And we'll go from there. But check me out next. I guess the championship game would be that last one for NCAA, and I'll do that And then, like I said, check me out for baseball, check me out for NBA, check me out for hockey. I have those shows coming out next week. But also, if you also found value in this video, I also have some other videos for you to review. Um, check these two right here out. I mean, they have some really good value also with the coaching breakdown and some other
Lights on,
really
games
good
on,
shows
let's
I've done
break
as
it all
well. But I hope you
down.
enjoy those also. Have a
From the
great
spreads
weekend,
to
and
the
I'll see you on the
lines,
next
who's
one.
up, who's down. We're crunching the numbers, calling the plays, talking all sports in a big time way.